So in this video is a replay in the Object 934 Era 2 light tank. This was a season pass reward, and this is an ace game. So yeah, having a look at the team map, sure enough, there's at least one armadillo here, lots of light tanks as well. Got quite a few heavies and mediums for Era 2, to be honest, so it's not too bad. Loading up the ATGMs at the start, I tend to do that. I tend to get in quite a forward position, and you've got the time to load it in firstly, and secondly, to give your position away, I find it's worth to fire the ATGM rather than just a standard shell. Seeing them all coming across, can't spot them yet, but now I have got the BMP here. Take a shot, but unfortunately I do miss. Loading up the stand, I'm thinking it's probably going to peak again, since I can't see it, or I can't spot it using the in-game mechanics. Just trying to use True Vision to see if I can see it, but no. So loading up the ATGM and seeing if there's any campers at the back. You do get them quite a lot, to be honest. They'll just camp right at the back and just try and use True Vision, so it's always worth having a look over there. Got the MOBAT. I find that ATGMs are next to useless on Eastern tanks. Unfortunately just do tracking damage to the MOBAT, but get a little bit of assistance there. The ATGMs load up relatively quickly for what they are. Just looking to see if I can get any shots in there anyway. Noticing this light tank, I feel like it's going to just come across, and it does. Put a nice ATGM into the side for just over 900 damage there. Notice the TD's YOLOing. I think this is quite a good target to use my last missile on. It's fairly feeling yard, it should go through. Breaks, and unfortunately Ally just reverses into the ATGM, so a little bit unfortunate with that. Enemy get a nice couple of hits into my allies, and the TD is able to escape, but tracking the MOBAT again. Looks like I'm just getting tracking assist at the moment, but just trying to put shots into the side of this tank now. The thing with Era 2 is what I've found is that you always need to be on the listen out for ATGMs. You can hear them like that, so managed to dodge that one. It is an interesting mechanic. I do like them in the game. I do like that they're limited, so you can only sort of carry, for example, the 934 can only carry 4. So it's good that they're limited. But yeah, I think people are sort of comparing them to artillery, which isn't quite right. So BMP, I mean, it's just sat right on the hill. Really easy to spot that one. As I said, there's always someone at the back, just camping. Just seeing if I can see it again. I feel like it's going to do something silly again, but it doesn't. It seems to have moved. Now the enemy are sort of coming this direction quite strongly. Do want to try and focus the light tanks. I do find that Cold War, you do need to focus the light tanks, just because if they are running a stealth build like I am, you're not going to really find, not really going to be able to spot them. So I think the equipment I'm running on this one is Optics Camo-Net, the enhanced targeting info, and I think at this point I was still deciding what the fourth equipment slot would be. I have decided now I do run the rammer on it, just because in these situations I tend to find that you fire your 4 ATGMs. Unfortunately, pop the smoke a little bit too late and do get hit, but feel like this heavy's probably focused on my allies, and it is, so just want to go around the back. I've got the standard in, just because these Eastern Alliance heavies, they do have some very odd armour that absorb heat, so I'm close enough to use the standard. didn't really want to go in front of its gun there, but I've got the rear of it now and it's completely focused on my ally. It's now realised that I'm here. Just want to use these wrecks as a bit of cover. Ally shuts it down. So it's 8-3, so it's looking quite good, and we've seen where 2 of the enemies are. They're right here, so thinking just going them quite strongly, just to kind of make sure it's a win. Kind of surrounding this medium. Get the cheeky kill on that one. Just deciding where to go. We've got the BMP-1 that was at the back. It's now down the galley. I think that's the same one that was at the back. But as I said, there tends to be so many light tanks in the game in Cold War, especially Era 2. It's hard to keep track. So I'm thinking it's probably going to go back this way. I don't think it will stay in the valley. I think it will come out, and I think it will go this way. Ally pings that's in the valley, it's not going to stay down there. It's a light tank. It's not going to be side scraping down there or anything like that. It does just want to get the distance. That's what I would do. Obviously that player would stay down in the valley. Take a shot here and don't get spotted. Quite a bad shot really, to be honest, and this is another problem with Era 2, as you're going to see now. That was an ATGM that it was just running around shotgunning. Yeah, that's another problem with Era 2, but we'll get the MVP there. 3 kills, 6,800 damage, 1,300 assists, so not a bad game, just over 8k combined. Get the ace tanker. I think that's that and the marks of excellence are the only medals that are in the Cold War at the moment. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, MVP on that one. Really nice tank. It was quite a nice season reward. Not too sure I'd recommend buying it at full price. Not too sure if they're going to go on sale in the future, but there are plenty of other tanks to play, and I think the BMP line will probably give a similar play style to that. So